Welcome to the Storm and Brown podcast, episode number 1. My name is Adam, and joined beside me is...
I'm Callum.
Yeah, we just thought why not just go for it? Like this, I think Cal was the first person that brought something up with the idea of a podcast. And originally, it was meant to be...
I meant to do it with there were meant to be 5 or 6 of us, but it's just impossible to get that many people that are like, oh yeah, I'm free right now, let's go do it now. But
yeah. Like we couldn't even start with a name, and then 2 months later, I think, was I like, oh come on, let's just fucking do it.
You just texted me being like, here, fuck this, I'm fed up waiting, I want to do this. So
man, we need to watch our language on this, I'm telling you. We've already been fuck this, fuck that.
We did your first about 8 times already.
Yeah, no, so we met together in the library downtown, literally got everything flowing. An hour later we had the name, the setup, what we wanted to do, and
the logo and all.
Episode 1. Now we are like, when I came in, we're shooting this in Cal's gaff, and we came in. I walked, I was like, whoa, like this is just weird, man.
Yeah, walk in and see the setup, and I'll set up for him, and he was just like, uh-oh. Yeah. So the main premise, what we want to do is, because so many times me and Adam will be chatting and we'll be like, oh, what's going on, how are you getting on, stuff like this, and just there's no real room for it. Like there's nowhere I'd listen to a podcast to be like lads being like, here, I'm actually not okay right now.
Yeah, I think it's when you sit down with someone one-on-one and you talk, that's when the real conversation is. Like I can see lads in work and like it's like, oh hi, but then you're off to work. But now me and Carl sitting down, the whole like you said, the premise is we just want to it's just 2 lads having a conversation about our health, talking about waffle anyways. But
yeah, because I find that every time either me and you sit down or me and the boys sit down and we properly it'll probably be after a few drinks to get going. Yeah, it'll be like we have a few drinks and then one of the lads starts spilling their heart out and you'll be like, oh my god, I actually felt so much better after having conversations.
It's just one of those things where you meet up and then you're like, you see the score of the games, oh yeah, you're a fucking prick, whatever, and then next thing you know, 2 Zambucas, 4 pints, you're like, man, I'm heartbroken. I am heartbroken. I was talking to this girl for months and she hasn't texted me back, and man, I feel like shit. And that's when everyone starts talking about their feelings, and everybody knows after a few points, few drinks, that's when everyone just starts to deload everything that's going on in their life, and you're like, shit, you're like, I had no idea something like this was going on in your life. You wouldn't say it, you're only saying it now because you're drunk. And it's like, whoa. Know what I mean?
You know, cause I found that I'll just start lashing out at people when I'll be like going through somewhat, and I'll be like lashing out at people and no one really knows what I'm going through, so everyone's just like, oh, he's naturally just a prick. Yeah. Or like everyone's just like that. So it's just like, just take a step back, look what everyone else is seeing around you. Or like, if you have problems, do you not think other people have problems? I think everyone just sort of is so in their own mind that they're just like, why is that fella being a prick to me? They're picking on me, where they're just being a prick to everyone because they feel shit about themselves. Yeah. And I find that's happens so much nowadays.
Like, and I get like the whole, like we are in November and Movember, and this is the month where we actually raise, like we raise the whole point of mental health, especially with men, and it's this whole toxic masculinity energy, and it's like, oh, I can't talk because I'm a man, but in like being honest, it's like, you talk, you are a man. Like you don't have to be like, oh, like I'm grand, like that's what it is. Like,
no, it's gone a lot better recently, and I found that with our friend group now, because we have obviously Sean in our friend group, Flano, and like Flano does a lot for mental health and stuff like that,
and that's what gets the lads talking. Like I feel like even if we use Flano as an example, that's where like, right, he's talking about his feelings, why can't I, sort of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And that's the whole, that is a perfect message about this podcast. And they, like, take us two, for example, those 2 are talking about their feelings, why can't I?
Exactly. And I want to have a few lads on, get the lads on, they can talk about it, so it's not just like, oh, these 2 can only want to talk about feelings, everyone can talk about it. It should be a communal thing where like you should be able to come up to someone, obviously not straight away be like, here's all my problems, like that would just be like stress. Yeah.
And another thing about podcasts, I don't think it's like, you see podcasts and the ones that are famous are the ones with the celebrities and the influencers in them, and it doesn't have to be a celebrity that comes on and talks about their feelings.
Yeah, just fucking an average Joe.
An average Joe talk about their feelings in the middle of a house with a fucking mic set up to them.
Little 30 quid Amazon chats.
We got this for 30 quid off Amazon, and I genuinely can't believe it. Obviously, like, we'll listen to the sound afterwards, but it actually looks mint.
Yeah, no, it looks mint, professional. Like, it doesn't look like it's for us.
Yeah. Speaking about 30 quid of money, nightlife.
Oh man, actually I spent 70 quid the other night. 17. I was like, oh 17. My god, I'm saving money tonight. Oh, I was delighted,
man. Like I remember, there was a point about 2 months ago where I went out every week, and it wasn't like he went out every week. He went out for a few drinks, came home. It was he went out every week.
Oh yeah, like you were called the little session princess.
I was like, what the fuck? That is not me. But I used to be afraid to check. You know when you're afraid to check your fucking bank balance, you're afraid to go into your bank app. You're like, nah, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it a few days. I went in 185 quid. 12. I couldn't tell, but it was like I could tell the price for shots. It was like 8 Sambucas. In the pre-drinks we were playing Piccolo. Have you ever played Piccolo?
No, it was Piccolo.
Man, Piccolo is actually dangerous.
No, man, I only play like Kings and shit like that. I love Kings.
Yeah, you love a game of spoons, so I've heard.
Oh, a game of spoons is class. But you don't drink the spoons. Spoons is just for cards. That was like going.
Yeah, no, I get the point. You don't need to drink to have fun, but I feel like when you drink and you play like a game, it's
so much
just
better.
gas.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Yeah, like to be honest, with me, and the more like I get older, and the more I realise that like nightclubs are actually shit.
I was gonna say that. When was the last time you went to a nightclub and actually enjoyed it?
And I've always said this. If anyone that knows me, I'm like, the pre-drinks, the pub beforehand is always better than the fucking nightclub.
Oh, it's always better.
And I can't be arsed with it.
No, lads, you know exactly what. Lads have a few drinks and they're like, oh, like, I want to see a few girls. That's the only thing you go to nightclubs for. And
then you go to nightclub and you get a fucking girl or whoever the girl is, and like, no offense to girls that are like nightclub in the middle of dance floor dancing, you looking sexy, but like men don't want that. Like
some do.
Men, in my opinion, men don't want that. Men like they want a quick shag.
Yeah, no, it's more of the like primal features that a man will want. As in, like, the man will be like into that just for a bit because they'll be like, oh girl, get me on that.
I know everyone's
they won't want that as a future.
I know everyone's different, but with me, I'm like, I don't find that shit attractive. No, yeah. I would rather, like, you know the way Halloween just went by and it's like all the girls fucking dress up, fucking shorts up to their ass. I'm like, if I seen a girl with a dress, that's the girl I'm going to talk to.
That's cap. That's such cap. That is such cap. No way are you doing that.
Fucking isn't.
If you see one with her arse hanging, you're like, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Like,
no, you know, like, there's sometimes when especially with alcohol, you can't resist. But that is main point. I'm not capping. Don't mind this fella. Genuinely, that is right.
You're so much a capper.
I'm not capping.
Like, have you gone out in town recently?
Last time I went down town was with you. Remember we went?
Oh, Academy.
Oh, we went Spoons, and then we went to Academy, and
oh yeah,
that was.
Oh, see that one again. The Prees was way better than the
Spoons. Man, I'm telling. Oh, we had the Spanish. Remember we had the Spanish. They were like, "What is this?" And we're like, "Vodka blackcurrant." And he goes, "Oh, can I taste it?" we're like, "Yeah, man, taste it." He goes, "Oh, I'm going to get it."
Yeah, and then we got locked. That was great.
Yeah, fast forward half an hour, fella, bang, vodka blackcurrant, bang, vodka blackcurrant, bang.
Getting them down them. Mm-hmm. You didn't give a fuck, you know. And then we had two lads getting sick in Spoons.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's a good pre-drinks. Yeah. Then we all went into Academy and like separate.
Yeah,
when we do it, and
that's what happens with every night out. You just randomly like meet up with the lads at the end, and you're like, "Where were you?"
No, that's not what happens to me. I just run out. Like, remember, I texted you the morning after. I'd be like, "Did I leave with you?" And you're like, "Nah, you left like 20 minutes before me, and then you found us in a random Supermax."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no!" My memory's getting so bad. But I think as a coping mechanism now, I've just been like, I go out and drink to forget.
I'm telling you go out
and I think it's to heal, and I'll wake up next morning and be like, that is just like, it's literally doing more detriment than it is help.
And like being real, like you go, like, I remember I used to always, like, when I went out drinking, I used to remember everything. Used to never get, like, I'm not saying drunk to the point you're getting sick, but it's like drunk to the point that you don't remember anything.
Yeah.
And I know
drunk to the point where you're numb. Yeah. Almost that point.
Like, and you're like what?
As in,
like, did I just
do
that?
Like, as in, like, if someone hits you, you won't feel it.
Yeah, and that's from personal experience. That's lads hiding pain.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I've been doing. Like, in the last like month or so, I can remember 1 or 2 nights out, just because as soon as I have a few drinks, I'm like, that's numb the pain. I want more of that. Get me more drink because I want to just completely numb that pain.
Yeah, like when I went through that 3-year breakup, and then it was like, right, what do I do on the weekends? What do I do to fill that space, fill that empty space? Lads, come on out for a drink. I'm like, yeah, grand.
That's probably why you're going out every week.
It is, and I'll admit that. Like that is why I went out every week, because I knew for a point 5 to 6 hours it was where I completely forgot anything. And like people heal with breakups differently, and obviously there is that point where I'm so massively focused into the gym, so massively focused into myself. We're doing a podcast, but there also is that element of like when I went out, it was me going out, and that's like I've already said before, and it's. Like that's when I see a lad and they're fucked, I'm like, bro, you're alright.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay? Like,
I've been seeing that because I study in psychology, and so like everything they sort of like, there's an idea where the only therapy is counselling or things like that, where there's so many different forms of therapy. As in going to the gym, that's therapy. Reading a book, that's therapy. Sitting down, having not even a few drinks, even just sitting down watching the football, playing PS5 or something with the lads, that's therapy. All that, just not keeping your brain away from it, but keeping your brain occupied, so then you can still look at things and you can see the brighter side of things. Like if I can still do this after a breakup, like I can improve. I just need to work through it. It's a time thing.
I think obviously for me and people who know me, I'm so massively into fitness and the gym and playing sport and whatever. And you see these things going through social media, especially with TikTok. It's like, you feel shit, go to the gym. And especially your man Andrew Tate, you're depressed, go to the gym, get a 6-pack, whatever it is. But
I would not use him. Would not use him.
Like that. I think that way is so toxic and unhealthy.
Oh yeah, completely.
You know what I mean? Like that's my therapy is the gym, and yeah, don't get me wrong, it does wonders. But you gotta remember, not everyone likes going to the gym.
Honestly, I go to the gym to be petty.
How many times do you go to the gym a week?
Max 2 or 3.
Yeah.
As in, I'll do it when I'm bored, or I'm just or if I'm feeling angry when I wake up, I'll be like, let me go and take a bit of anger. But most of the time, it's really bad. I go to the gym to get a few pump pics, post them, and be like, she's gonna fucking hate that. That's gonna annoy her, and that'll look good for you.
Why did you start the gym?
I did it like in TY really started, so when I was like 15, 16, but like I never really got into it. Like, do you know, you probably, like when some lads start, they're like, oh yes, every day I do it. Yeah. I just didn't see, because like my metabolism is ridiculous, so like I wouldn't be able to put on weight and I wouldn't be able to like lose weight. So even if I went gym, I'd see my strength going up, but I wouldn't see any physical improvements, like aesthetically. So I'd be like, if I go every now and then, I just sort of keep up with my fitness, I'm gonna look similar enough. I don't really need strength.
I feel like with me, I went to the gym because I was fat, and I was like, how do I not be fat? Go to the gym. That's all I.
That is fair.
That's all I knew.
But you always have a goal when you do it. Well, my goal is that you just go there, get a pump.
But now, and speaking to most lads that are in the gym, it's not like what the gym is actually evolving into is people going to the gym because it makes them feel better with themselves mentally, physically. It's like I said, it's their therapy. It's actually, you do it because it's a part of your routine, and if you didn't go to the gym, you go down. Like I remember, like if I have a rest day, that's when my mental health and my head and my feelings, and when I'm sitting at home, that's when I just
you want to be active, so you're not sitting at the. So exactly. I've done this recently. It's scary, but I thought it worked. Where I will stay up at night, or I'll be watching something. I'll do it almost as in like a battle with myself. Yeah. It'll be like, when these thoughts come up, can I deal with them? And if I can, let's see how deep we can get into them. So like I'll be sitting there crying to myself, but I'll be like, this is a form of healing. Yeah. I'll be like, I know I'll be stronger through this. Yeah. So
like that is with, even like again from personal experience, that's when all like you're okay during the day, but the feelings just come and hit you at night, don't they?
Yeah. No, we've even seen it like, and even if you have a night like that, you'll go into work next day and you'll still be feeling that. Like we had it. Remember the looking at the drive-through screen. Do you remember that? Yeah, as in we'll be like, me and him. I was in work one day and it was like just after my breakup, and I was looking at the drive-through screen, and Adam just looked at me and came over. He's like, Carl, what's going on? I can tell you're looking at the screen the same way I was. You look like you're about to burst into tears.
Yeah, it's not even like looking at a screen. It's just you're looking into emptiness.
Yeah, you're looking into anything that's not what's actually happening.
What you're actually doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember you noticed it straight away, and I was like, oh, he's going through something similar to me. So like,
yeah,
I automatically felt like I could go to you and ask for advice and 100%. Stuff like that.
But in a way, like breakups, as negative as they are, they're positively a gift.
Yeah,
they are. Like,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Not like doesn't feel like it at the moment, but they are.
They will be, and they learn, and the life lesson that you learn more about yourself. But yeah, breakups. I think that's enough on breakups, isn't it? More to episode 2.
Episode 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no. At least we have big sessions next week.
What?
Both of our ex-girlfriends' birthdays. Fuck that. Yeah, no. And then what I was gonna say, like, even on the mental health thing, have you seen Roman Kemp's documentary?
I have.
Have you seen it?
I have, yeah.
So have you seen the bit where he goes to his mates? No, he doesn't go to his mates. He goes to the lads and they're all mates, and one of their mates had died, and they implement the how are you rule.
No.
Did you not see that bit?
No.
So what the how are you rule is, I want to try to get this into like our friend group, because you know when you meet someone for the first time, when you see one of the lads, you're like, oh, what's up, how are you?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, good.
Yeah.
And half an hour later, ask them again. So really,
so
how
you
are
have
you?
to you wait half an hour again.
Yeah, because like when you say how are you the first time, it's just it's be courteous, it's be say hello, like oh how are you, but like everyone's gonna say oh you're good. Imagine you start a conversation with someone and straight away it's just like oh yeah, how are you, man, nice to see you, and they're like yeah, no, I'm actually not good. Like no one would do that.
Yeah.
Where if you give it half an hour or like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you ask again, be like now how are you, like how actually are you?
Yeah, I feel like you can say how are you in so much different ways. Like it's how are you, what's story, what's crack, how are you?
Yeah.
You know, when you put emphasis and you talk a bit slower and the word is how are you, and now you're like how actually am I?
Yeah. So I think like
yeah,
that
I like that rule.
It's such like it's such an important thing because everyone just overlooks it. And then everyone, like I've been out with so many of my mates and like they'll say to me, they'll be like, I hear you're acting a bit weird recently, you're acting not yourself. And I'll be like, I'm not gonna lie to you lads, I've been struggling recently. And then they're all straight away, how can I help? And as soon as you say it, then you have forms of help coming in. And I think that's so much helpful.
That aspect,
more helpful.
That aspect of social media really is a godsend, because you know you can be scrolling through TikToks, Instagram, fucking like shit that doesn't mean anything, that's not going to do you any self good. But when you come to the likes of podcasts like that, your man Roman Kemp, TikToks that are gonna get you better in the gym, gonna make dress better, make you feel better, whatever it is, like anything that's like self-beneficial with social media is like definitely like, so that's the one thing that I value about social media, and that's why the whole idea of something like this, like it's perfect. It's literally like exactly what we want to try to get across. We want to try get across into our friend group, and if it gets across into one of our mates, I'll be delighted that we've done this. Yeah. Never mind if it gets across to like anyone else that doesn't actually know us and just watching for the crack. 100%. And like me and you met when we were 16.
Oh, so remember you were saying you're going to the gym because you're fat?
Oh, the reaction. I was prepared.
Me and Adam met because Adam stole all his mom's biscuits, and so he stole all his mom's biscuits, and that's how we met. That's actually like a true story. I think the story
always sounds better with the lad that the story happened to.
Yeah, obviously, you tell it then.
So, I'm a bit like we all are a bit of a munchers, and I'm known for munching a lot.
Yeah, fine.
Big muncher.
Big muncher.
But every time I look back at it, I laugh because it actually popped up my Snapchat memories. And my mum had 10 boxes of, you know, the Milkados that you get for Christmas.
I didn't think it was 10 boxes.
Okay, let me tell the story. No judges. We're on a podcast here. No one gets judged. So there's 10 boxes. You know the tins, not even boxes.
Yeah,
I
know. Yeah.
So the tins are like expensive. They're like what, like I'd say almost
£5 a pop, £6 a pop,
€8 to €10 a pop. They were up in the attic, and that's when I knew before. Like I think. So
you had to get an admission to get them Micados as well.
Oh,
so you
man,
you went up into the attic.
My mum used to hide the Nutella jar in the house. And I'm telling you,
everything in this house.
I felt like I was in CSI. I was like, every time the Nutella would be put in a harder spot, and I was like, I'm finding that Nutella. I'm finding. I'd go down.
Oh yeah, no. Me and Summer, my little sister, are so bad for it. As in, they hide everything from us. And then they'll come into our rooms 5 minutes later, and the whole pack would just be under our beds.
Oh man, like
we're so bad.
Nothing can stop a teenage boy or a girl on a munch at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah,
you're unstoppable. But anyways,
get a bit of YouTube, get a bit of Netflix
had the 10 tins in November, and they were upstairs, and obviously didn't have the whole 10 tins at once. So through the whole November, 10 tins became one became none. Long story short, came home one day.
So 10 tins within
10
a month.
tins became one. You heard me. Yeah. So came in, Adam Kiernan. You know when your mom says your full name, and no, it wasn't. It was my middle name. It was like Adam Gerald Kiernan. I was like, like in my head, I'm putting the bike back in the gate or back in the shed, and I'm like, fuck. Think about, okay, what did I do? What can I say?
Oh, did you have to like when everything was in, be like, what happened here? What happened here?
Yeah.
It's like when you get a text and someone,
yeah.
when someone texts you and they'll just be like,
speak.
They'll just no, it's just they just text you, Callum.
Yeah.
I'm like,
or
shit.
Adam, and then don't reply for half an hour. Like, all right,
yeah, you're like,
But she just came in and she was like, she had the whole 10 tins laid out on the ground, and that's when I knew it was wraps. It's like 150 quid. Me and you aren't speaking. You're getting that computer. You're typing out a CV. You're printing out, and I'm sending you on that stupid bike around Balbriggan. So I went around Balbriggan, went into different places. You have to be 18. You have to be 18. I was 16 at the time, so I was getting all the joy. My mom was like, "Oh, McDonald's are always hiring." At the start, I was like a bit I was like, "Oh, I don't know about McDonald's." And then I went in,
still the same.
Still nothing changed. I walked in. This small lad, shit haircut. This small. I'm at the till. Like, what did I say? Can I speak to a manager or something?
Can I speak to a manager, please? I want to put in my CV. And I was like, yeah, no bother, I'll get my brother.
Like, I still stutter, but I reckon I was like, a CV, and then I put it in, and then that's the story how we met.
Yeah, we met. I took your CV in, and then I was like, they're like, oh, do you know him? I was like, I know his face, I don't really care. Yeah, and then literally within 2 weeks, you started, and then like 2 16-year-olds both working, and like at that point we would have been the youngest staff there, so automatically would have been grouped into the same thing.
Yeah.
And now 3 years on,
4 years on,
4 years on, yeah, 4 years on, we're both managers there now.
Yeah, like I feel like there's the ups and downs working in fast food, but what you do learn, you learn how to manage people. I think it's such a good skill.
And then like people don't know how much detail goes into like McDonald's thing. Like we've had to do at least 4 courses just on how to deal with people and how to like lead a group and stuff like this, and different behaviors of people, which is actually quite interesting. Because it's interesting, but it's a bit overkill for McDonald's in my opinion. Like, yeah, I know, but like, don't get me wrong, like that stuff comes in handy. Yeah, it does. It comes in handy in the future. Like, I know, and like I'm studying business in DCU at the moment. Still in first year. still in first year. But still technically fresher. It's a fresher voice, a fresher flame. But I know that I'm gonna be self-employed. Like, I don't want to work for anyone else. Yeah, like straight out. Like I couldn't cope with being 30 in my 30s, 40s working for somebody else. Like, I know there's working for somebody else in a way that it's a group. But what I mean when I say working for someone else, I just picture like a big corporate business. You walking in, suit, briefcase. Yeah, 200, 300 you don't staff, even know, or have never spoken to your actual boss. The actual owner, the boss, and you're just a number. That makes sales, makes money. Exactly. Yeah, no, but so do you want to move on through PTing into a business? Is that like, the sort of idea there? I suppose the goal is, because obviously you're personal training now. Yeah. I'm posting TikToks. I don't know what my tag is. Gonna plug, but I actually don't know my tag. Oh, I think it's Adam Kiernan. Adam Kiernan PT. Something like Adam Kiernan. Yeah. Anyways, I done my knee in January. Had surgery in July, but during that whole summer, I was like, right, what do I do? And like, obviously, we spoke about fitness and how passionately I feel about fitness, and I was like, right, I definitely want to get into the route of personal training. And I suppose the actual goal is to do a job that you love. Yeah, 100%. And hopefully everything will come with, because then it's not a job. Yeah, like at the moment, like, don't get me wrong, it's such a hard industry to start with. Like, especially you're 20 years of age, you're trying to get clients, compete with lads who are 24, 25, 26. But one lad in gym, I don't know if you listen to this, but he told me before, he goes, it's a young man's game. Yeah, no, especially like PT and all, because it's always changing, always developing. So if you're open-minded, which a lot of younger people are compared to older people, no one would want to get PT'd by somebody in their 40s or their 50s. Oh yeah, 100%. It's 20s, 30s. That's what young man game, and like, I feel like that is, if I can use that to my advantage and grind for a few years and just
hopefully
I think
hard
the
work.
aesthetic is also very important in PTing, especially because young lads coming through, they'll be the target audience, and young lads will always look at him and be like, oh, size of him, I want to look like him, and you're going to be that PT.
Yeah, and that is the sad way about it.
Yeah.
It is the sad, like, you won't get personal trained by somebody who looks or is in bad condition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And as much as it's got to do with the knowledge and the training programs and nutrition, the coach and the guidance that you give, you aren't gonna get a chance if you aren't in good condition, in condition properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you don't have a clue as well, so you have to put the work.
Yeah, I know, but they're not gonna.
Yeah.
Like, someone that has no clue but looks good will get more clients, sadly, than someone who doesn't look good and knows a lot.
But he won't keep the clients. That's the difference.
He won't keep the clients, exactly.
But then, do you want to use your business degree like to sort of make your own gym? Is that the idea there?
Yeah, like, I suppose I wouldn't mind dipping into the whole aspect of finance and business.
Yeah. So like, do you have a plan, or is it just sort of because like I see so many people nowadays, like, you're 20 years of age. Oh no, I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan. Like, from 20 to 30, I've seen it so many times. Doesn't matter what you do. It's almost all of it. It's like you don't need to stress about it now.
Yeah.
So I have a short term plan which could lead to a long term plan, but I'm not too stressed about it.
And not too stressed about it is good. But unpopular opinion with me, I think if you don't have a plan, you're just gonna stay in the same spot, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Like it's obviously if you have a plan, but it's not like if you don't have a plan, it's the end of the world.
Mm-hmm. You need. But that's dipping into a bit of goal setting and planning and who you want to be and the goals that you want to smash and where you want to get to from next year, 5 years time, 10 years time, where you want to be. If you don't sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself and write down and structure a plan of, I want this next year, I want this month, I want this next month, this in 2 years time.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised in 2 years time when you come and you're like, you come and you look back in yourself and you reflect and you're like, shit, I've just been floating for 2 years.
You know, I'll do it in like a 5-year plan kind of way. Mm-hmm. So like my idea now is, so next year will be my final year of my degree. Mm-hmm. So I'll do that and I'll go into a master's, and while I'll do my master's, I'll have my degree. Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to go into like a sort of like a jigsaw, that kind of, have you seen Jigsaw, where they like help mental health and do those things like that. And then I want to do workshops around Ireland about social media. Yeah. So like it'd be like going into a school for like 3rd and 4th years, because like we would have never got that when we were in school. Yeah. Being like, hey, this is how you deal with social media, this is how you deal with bullying and such, because everyone at one stage has been bullied or seen bullying on social media, and deal with that, because we never got that when we got little ones, but they just be on bullying, it'd never be social media. So if I want to do my masters all based on social media. Yeah. So then you'll be able to like have a clear idea of how to fix it, how to help the people. Yeah. Realistically, it's never going to be fully resolved.
Like when you say you want to do it on social media, what does that exactly mean though?
So I'll see all the different like factors. So I'll be like, this aspect of social media, how does that affect depression? How does that affect like different like strains like that? So, and see how it would like overall affect you. So say like you go onto it, or say like you post this picture and you get anxiety just from posting it. So you'd be like, how you deal with that? Or you'd be like, just so it's like I need to proper research.
It's interesting though. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because I used to be, up until about last year, probably about up until like 5-6 months ago, I used to be growing up posting pictures, posting whatever, and I used to be like, oh, what are these people going to think if I post this?
How many likes am I going to get?
Oh, how many? Not even. Yeah, of course everyone is caught up when you're a teenager. How many likes going to get? Yeah, how many followers you're going to get? But it used to be like, oh shit, if this person seen my story, if this person seen my post, what are they going to think? I'm afraid to post this, I'm afraid to post that.
Yeah, so dealing with all things like that.
And that was all the way through. Like, I was fucking social media mad, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
I think everyone was. And it was still only like Snapchat was big then, and then Instagram was going big, and everyone's on Instagram. Yeah. Like, oh man, my Instagram had 200 likes last week, look at me.
And then like, when it
realistically doesn't mean that.
Yeah. When it came to COVID with me, I was like, man, fuck. Like, why are you are 20 years of age now, and there's still that element of you caring what other people think. Yeah. Man, no one is gonna, like, no one's gonna do it for you. No one gives a fuck. Like, I genuinely now can say it honestly that I don't care. I will post stuff if people have seen my TikToks. I will openly post anything and whatever I want. And in the back of my head, now that I know, so what? You don't like it, don't look at it. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that, like, especially about like you know who I love? Harry Styles. love Harry.
Oh.
Because like he'll wear anything.
You know what you should actually have? You should have had the Harry Styles.
This
fella has a Harry Styles.
No, it's my sister's.
No, I don't want to hear it's my sister's. My sister's
room.
is such an excuse.
It's in my sister's room.
Okay, sorry. What about socks?
Oh yeah, no, I have a pair of Harry Styles socks, yeah. But Andy got me them for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Andy got me them for Christmas.
Oh, and that's alright. Andy got you them for Christmas.
Yeah, it was alright. Well, I went to Harry Styles when he was playing in Dublin last time.
Yeah.
Unreal. Could have had better company. But apart from that, it was unreal. And then I bought Harry Styles tickets as well, but I had to buy one for Sydney, so I'm just going with my sister at the moment.
That's cute, man.
No, I wanted either you or Andy to go, because I know you have a little thing for Harry Styles.
I have a little thing for Harry Styles, but it wouldn't be like... I love Harry Styles, and I loved him when he was in One Direction, and I love him now when he's like this. How the hell did we end up talking about Harry Styles?
I always bring it to Harry Styles.
I always bring up Harry Styles. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's just the way he's so open, and the way like he will not care at all what people think.
Even like it's something simple as you can tell the way someone dresses. Like they don't care. They don't care what other people think.
As in, like, I remember up until about a year and a half ago, it'd be skinny jeans and polo, jeans and a polo. Now I'm like, well, cargo's starting to come into style, so like,
yeah.
I'd be like,
now remember that movie we watched last month, the Harry Styles. What was it called? Oh come on, that beautiful girl was in it. You know.
Oh,
Florence,
don't worry, darling. Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
Oh yeah,
he came in one of the scenes. Like she used to come in all the scenes wearing a suit back from work. I was like, this man can pull off whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
Oh, he is so good.
Mm-hmm. Straight out, he is an absolute rocket.
Oh yeah, he's an absolute rocket.
Oh,
he's almost as good as Florence.
But yeah, that's just fucking don't care what other people think.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to like not, because loads of people see it as looking for attention if you go out wearing whatever. Where it's sort of just like, this is how I'm expressing myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear what everyone else is wearing. I want to just wear what I look at and I like.
You know what I actually have? I remember I done YouTube when I was like 10 to 12.
Oh yeah.
And I got so much abuse for it. But I have a clip, like a 10-second clip of me being like, I had a cold and my voice didn't break at like that stage. I was like, don't care what anyone's gonna think about me, but I'm back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this sick transformation in a few months, and I'm gonna put I'm back, and then it's just gonna be bang.
You're just smashing weights.
It's gonna be 10-year-old Adam, fucking
little chubby child. Yeah,
I'm back, and then this big just gym fucking montage.
That'd actually be sick.
That's what I want. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, that would actually be sick.
That's if I don't eat the chocolate biscuits this time.
Well, in fairness, you might get a better job next time. Right, so we've actually been going for about half an hour now.
Yeah. I feel like that was a good introduction, wasn't it?
Good introduction, because I think the idea is to keep them short enough just so people can listen to them on the train, going to do it. Especially, like, because realistically, it's going to be our mates listening and be like, oh, yeah, what are the lads talking about today? But, like, if they just get a little half an hour, pop in, pop out, happy days. But you don't want it to be like, we'll see what people say. We'll get obviously ask the lads like, oh, an hour will do the job. But
yeah, obviously, like the plan will be that we'll have episodes where we'll get guests in. I don't mean guests. I mean going to go get Lewis Capaldi in or anything like that. I mean like proper people, your average Joe, like we were saying.
And we do have a lot of mates that be doing well social media wise. Like I know at least like 4 or 5 that are doing well TikTok and stuff like that.
It's not just doing well social media wise. It's like, I know lads and everyone knows people that are doing well in so much different ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
but I want like interesting conversations. I couldn't care less who it is. Like if you have 5 followers, if you have 500,000, it's gonna make it difficult. People are people. I think people always lose that, but they'll like idolize so many people and be like, oh my god, they have so many followers, they must be the thing.
And it's like we're like rolling this camera, and I can get the idea when you're listening or when you're watching, and it's like, okay, these lads start a podcast, they want to get views, they just want to get this famous and stuff like that. But genuinely, like being like speaking, we said this speaking real between me and Carl, we were like, we just want to, like, literally, this is the fattest excuse ever to sit down for 45 minutes and just have talk. A chat.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what, and let's post it.
And
let's see.
This is a form of therapy itself, just for us.
Let's see what happens. Let's post it. Let's get everyone in, all our mates in, see how they feel about the podcast. Viewers, hopefully people actually will interact with the podcast. Yeah, exactly, and, you know, just have a bit of crack. Just have a good time. Yeah, like, a bit of crack.
We couldn't care less if 10 people watch it.
Yeah. If there's one person watching it, you enjoyed it,
and you watched the whole thing,
thank you very
class,
much.
happy days, well done to you. Listen
yeah,
to us shy talk.
Listen to waffle for like a half an hour, but yeah, like the moral of the story is 1 viewer, 50 viewers, 100 viewers.
We hope you enjoyed.
We hope you enjoed. Let's leave it at that.
The Storm in the Brain podcast. We'll see you next time. Fucking sick.